We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AVRant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com. Welcome to AVRant. I'm Tom Andry, and I'm here with
Rob H.
Pieter. I don't know if that's how you say his name, but that's how I'm going to say it. Pieter's construction is continuing. Okay, and I guess we're going to have some pictures of this construction at some point. Lots of brick so far. He'd like to nail down the locations of just all the items on the ceiling. The lighting and the ventilation is pretty much set, so he's really just asking about in-ceiling speakers for Atmos and whole house audio. His living room is 17 feet 8 inches in both length and width, but it's open on the left side, so it's not. The ceiling height is almost 9 feet, just an inch off of 9 feet. The positioning of the seating and floor level speakers is decided at this point. So he'll be 11 feet 5 inches from the front wall, and his front speakers will be 10 feet 10 inches apart to accommodate a 135-inch screen in between them. So, where should his Atmos speakers ideally be placed? He wants top front and top rear in-ceiling speakers, and since his front left-right speakers might be wider apart than most setups, do the overhead speakers have to line up with them, or would it be okay for the overhead speakers to be a bit closer from side to side? So let's take a look at this right here. So he's got
what he's proposed with his seating distance and the spread between his front, left, and right speakers gives him about a 26-degree angle to either side.
Okay.
Right? So he's creating about a 52-degree total spread, total field in between, but about 26 degrees left to right. That's still well within Dolby's recommendations. Dolby's recommendations are to have your front speakers anywhere from 22.5 to 30 degrees to the left and right. So 26 degrees left and right, he's still well within that.
I'm a little confused by his...
In other words, there wouldn't...
Go ahead.
What's that?
I'm a little confused by his
There wouldn't be
here,
any issue... Yeah, there wouldn't be any issue having the overhead speakers in line with those front, left, and right speakers. They're still well within Dolby guidelines. I think the reason he wants to avoid it is because it would make the left top rear speaker, the one that's behind him to the left, it would make that quite close to the side wall if he did that. So I can see wanting to give himself a little bit of distance. And, I mean, yeah, these aren't like... if they're not perfectly in line, it's the end of the world type of rules, not even close. So if you want to have them a little bit closer together on the ceiling, that is fine. What I would do is figure out what the spread would be if you had 22.5 degrees to your front, left, and right speakers. If that were the angle that you created, that narrower angle than what you're actually going to use, I would try to keep the speakers, I would have them no closer together than that. Because that is as close as Dolby would recommend having them. But as long as you're within that same range, that so figure out where 22.5 to 30 degrees in front of you, where is that? Keep the overhead speakers somewhere in that sort of cone, and you're fine.
I do not understand what I'm looking at with this image here that he has sent. I see the two pictures with the brick
so
walls.
over on the...
Yeah,
that's just the room. But then he's got his diagram, which we're looking at now on YouTube here. So over on the left, that's his living room. That's where things are going to be set up. So on the bottom there, that's where his screen is going to be. We're seeing his subwoofer in the bottom left corner. We're seeing his two speakers, the black things that are against the wall. That white thing at the bottom there is where his screen is going to be. Okay. And then we're looking at his L-shaped couch. Now there's 4 kind of green circles. Those are where he's proposing to put his overhead speakers. In that area.
I don't,
that makes sense.
I don't see anything wrong with where those speakers are placed right now. They look okay. I mean, they're right in line.
It looks very okay. Yeah, like I say, the left side ones are a little bit in from where the front left speaker is.
Right.
But
they're kind of flanking the couch
look like
anyway,
anything egregious at all.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
And then what are these other circles that are around here? Not the little ones.
The red ones?
Not the little red ones, but there's other green ones all over the place too. And red ones.
Yeah, so the other anything that are red circles are proposed speakers, because he's going to do whole house audio as well. And anything that is brown or reddish looking circles are heat vents, HVAC ducts.
So are the yellowish ones then?
So yellow greeny type ones. Those are speakers.
So there's red, brown,
There's little red ones. The
There's
little
a big
red ones
red
are
one on the
lights.
top right.
That's heating duct. Yeah.
Oh, and okay, and that's I guess also what's in the bathroom there. Is that what that is?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're concerned with the green ones.
All right. Okay. What else am I supposed to talk about here? I'm sorry. I'm focused on this picture right here.
So ideal placement for the Atmos speakers. Now, since he's got a little bit taller ceiling height, closer to 9 feet. Again, we're still working with angles, right? So they would have your top front speakers. If you're looking straight ahead, so eye line straight ahead, you call that 0 degrees. They would have you go 30 degrees up all the way to 55 degrees up. That's the range where your top front speakers would be, and then the same angle behind you. Now, if you work that out with his ceiling height, it would mean that the closest, so start where you are in your seat, go 4 feet in front of you, 4 feet behind you.
There you go.
That's where Dolby would have them placed if it was the 55-degree angle. They say ideally it's like a 45 to 55-degree angle. So in other words, about 5 feet in front of you, about 5 feet behind you would be ideal for where Dolby would have you place them. Looking at the diagram, I don't think that's far off from what you already have planned. But yeah, basically 4, 5, 6 feet in front of you, 4, 5, 6 feet behind you. That's all well within range of where Dolby would have you place them. So
Okay.
that's about it.
There you go. Yeah.
That seems doable.
The whole thing looks fine. The surround back speakers. He doesn't have surround speakers, does he? He just has surround backs back there. So.
Yeah. So they're sort of in the rear corners.
Yeah.
I guess that's going to be both. Yeah.
Don't necessarily.
That's
love,
okay.
love that
you can live with that.
Whatever. So he asks, how important are backer boxes really? Really? And are self-made backer boxes okay? Well, how important are they really? Your speaker will function without them, especially if they don't have one to begin with. The only thing is that it makes the speaker more predictable in its performance, because we know what the speaker designer will know what the area is of air behind it, and will know, okay, this will affect the performance in such and such a way. If you shove it in the wall and there's insulation basically right up on everything, well, you have a lot less air around it, a lot less space. Or if you shove it in a completely open, wall that's no insulation in it, then it's got all this air. So you get the performance that you're promised if you use a backer box, if they have designed one for it. And are self-made ones okay? I am perfectly okay with that, as long as you seal them up.
Self-made backer boxes are totally fine.
Great.
For me, I'm more concerned about soundproofing. That to me is the bigger deal, because otherwise you have as much sound as coming out the back of the speaker as is coming out the front of the speaker. Right. So that's just firing up there into whatever cavity or firing into your wall cavity. If you have any concerns about soundproofing, well, you just literally put a speaker inside your wall. Whatever's on the other side of that wall is going to be totally hearing whatever's going on there. So I'm not a fan of that. When you can put a simple backer box there and prevent that, that's why I'm all for doing that. So, but yeah, a self-made backer box, totally fine. It's just a box. It's nothing magic.
Right. For his whole house audio in-ceiling speakers, he's penciled them in sort of a zigzag pattern over his kitchen and dining room. What would we suggest for placement for a nice, even coverage? And should he always use backer boxes, or would it be okay to forego them for some locations? Again, the backer box thing has been answered. You could, but
I mean, if you have no soundproofing concerns whatsoever, you can probably, they'll function. The speakers will function. So yeah, to me,
these itty bitty red dots are the what? Lights? Those are lights.
Lights.
Okay, and
those are lights.
We don't have a diagram of his other speakers that he's zigzagging across this place, right?
Yeah, we do. It's the greeny yellowy circles.
Oh, the green. All those ones are
dining room and kitchen.
Whole home. Oh, okay. Because you can't use your Atmos speakers for whole home audio.
No, I guess you could put your receiver into like a party mode.
Yeah, I guess, or you could use some sort of speaker switch on it or something like that, so you could do double.
I guess.
It's possible. I am not totally in love with how this looks, to be honest with you. I have to be. It looks
It seems a little strange to me. Like it seems a little weird to have one speaker right in the corner of your kitchen and then the other one just outside your kitchen, diagonally across from it. Like,
I would
strikes me as a little bit odd.
I would have one smack dab in the middle of the kitchen area, probably that little kitchen area. I mean, really, when I see this stuff in people's houses, because I don't really do it, they're usually 3 or 4 feet in from the wall, and then like on all 4 corners, right? And then evenly placed throughout the room, depending on the size of the room. The bigger the room, the more you need, right? Yeah. So I don't. The zigzag thing doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Not really.
I mean, I think he's going for even coverage, but
there's not. There's one way off.
I'm looking at this.
There's one way off on this wall here, right in the bottom there, over by the front left speaker. Right, and then the next one is like way over on the other side of the dining room, which I guess he thinks these two are going to cover the dining room. And he's got one real close down below next to the kitchen, and then one off to the side. I think evenly spaced throughout the space makes more sense. What we don't know is we don't know if in the kitchen here if these white sections go all the way to the ceiling, which is what I'm guessing is going on. That's why there can't be anything there. That's why I kind of looked at that kitchen and said, okay, I'd put one smack dab in that little kitchen area between, kind of between the red light thingies or whatever, like, kind of in line with the middle ones there. And then I would put another one, a little ways in from that, and I would keep kind of going across. I don't really know, dude. I don't do whole home audio.
See, I was kind of thinking, no speakers actually inside the kitchen area. I was thinking have a couple of speakers that are like in a straight line. So looking at this image, they'd be in a straight line up and down.
Okay.
So I'd have just the 2 of those just outside the kitchen. Maybe even go for angled ones if you want those ones to direct their sound into the kitchen. Maybe even go for angled in-ceiling speakers. But I'd have 2 of them just in a straight line just outside the kitchen firing into the kitchen, and then 2 on the other side of the dining room. So I just keep them like pairs, up and down.
Yeah, you see how you have your Atmos speakers for around your couch? Do that with that table.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of think.
Yeah, exactly.
Do that with the table.
That's exactly what I mean. Yeah.
I still think you could put one in the kitchen, though. I would be okay with one in the kitchen as well.
I suppose you could, yeah.
I mean, it depends. I like music in the kitchen. I would be irritated.
I just think a speaker right in the kitchen will be nothing but distracting. It won't be pleasurable. It'll be distracting.
Could very well be, because there's a lot of hard surfaces in there for it to bounce around on.
Yeah.
Could very well. That might be the one you turn off.
Anyway.
You have the option.
Yeah. But yeah, we're kind of in agreement. Just a square pattern exactly like how your Atmos speakers are around your dining room.
Want your question answered? Send it to question@avrant.com. This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.